Breaking news. There is a shockwaves as Captain Ibrahim Traorè brutally exposes France on live Russian TV, which is RT. You see, some people don't understand what is happening. And in that interview, Ibrahim Traorè made it categorically clear that he's going to carry the likes of Biafrans and Amazonia along, because these two countries have been intimidated for many years and many decades. He said he he grew up knowing these two countries and what they represent. But the countries where they want to secede from have become a subject of oppressing to them. Anyway, before I allow you to watch that clip now, where he made that interview, or rather where they granted that interview in Moscow, let me just read the transcript of this video so that you will understand what you are watching. In this powerful and eye-opening interview from Moscow, Captain Ibrahim Traorè, president of the Burkina Faso, exposes the hiding forces fueling terrorism in Africa. He boldly accuses imperialist powers of deliberately keeping the continent in chaos to exploit its resources and stall its development and growth. Traorè discusses how foreign fighters and military experts are hiding terrorist groups and explains why Africa must unite, build its own defense industry, and take control of its destiny. He also highlights the importance of truthful media, historical awareness, and stronger cooperation with nations like Russia. This is a must-watch for anyone who believes in Africa's sovereignty, unity, and the complete decolonization of the continent. Moreover, we are going to carry the people of Biafra and the people of Amazonia together with us, because these two countries have been in oppressive mode for a very long time. So let me allow you to watch that clip. When you watch the clip finish, then we'll come back for more discussions on this very matter. I don't want to take much of your time so that you will not say I talk too much, but watch it and hear it from the horse's mouth. I'll be right back. Make sure as you are watching, drop your opinion at the comment section. Like, share, continue subscribing to make this channel a better place for all of us. Oh yeah, let us go there.
Do people know that when France was experimenting with its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they put next to it in the lethal radius to see the effect? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they used against Africa. It's terrible. So, all this needs to be communicated so that young Africans understand, because there are still many asleep who continue to communicate for the imperialists. So, Africans are not capable of developing anything. Africans are not capable of inventing, of innovating, of taking initiatives. That's what we are fighting against. And as long as they continue to see Africans like that, as subhumans who are not capable of thinking, who are not capable of innovating, capable of inventing, we can never be friends. Times have changed. So, it's the very vision they have of black people. They have to stop that, because by treating us like that, it's as if they see black people as subhumans. And that's dangerous. Africa is not just fighting oppression and terrorism. Africa is battling an entrenched system of imperialism designed to keep the continent weak, divided, and dependent. In a gripping interview on RT while in Russia, Captain Ibrahim Traorè fiercely laid bare how foreign powers fuel chaos under the guise of counter-terrorism, using sophisticated tactics and covert support to destabilize African nations. But this isn't a story of victimhood. It's a call to arms. A call for Africans to wake up, organize, and fight back not only with weapons, but with unity, self-reliance, and truth. This interview wouldn't only showcase the bravery of this young leader, you will also get to experience how super intelligent he is. The road to full liberation is long, but leaders like Traorè are proving that the fight has begun. And this time, Africa isn't backing down. Remember to subscribe for more updates. This is Uplifting Africa.
Let's talk a little about security. What is the security situation currently in your country and in the region?
In the region, as you know, the security situation, we are trying to evolve on the battlefield. That's the first thing, because there are several factors at play. On the battlefield, there is progress. If we compare 2023 to today, we have been able to recover many areas that we have pacified. Nevertheless, the enemy is also reinforcing itself. There are many foreign fighters joining the ranks of the terrorists.
Can you clarify what you're talking about?
Yes, the terrorists are reinforced by many foreign fighters who come from elsewhere, who are not Burkinabe. There are also trainers who come from many countries to teach them many techniques.
What is their interest?
It's not terrorism, it's imperialism. Their goal is to keep us in a permanent war so that we cannot develop and continue to lose our resources. And so, they have every interest in bringing specialists in mines to lay various types of mines, explosives, specialists. Today, terrorists use drones to fight, and so on. These are professionals who come from certain countries to teach them. All this is to keep us in a situation of insecurity. But we are taking the measure of the situation. We are adapting to their methods of action, and we will continue the fight until we recover the entire Sahel.
Are there specific countries that finance these fighters?
All imperialist countries finance these fighters. They are numerous. We cannot name them individually. Some are even hidden, unimaginable, but they are numerous.
There are those who are not hidden, who openly declare it. I'm talking about the recent scandal with the support of terrorism in Mali. What is your view on what happened in Mali?
It's unfortunate. They openly declared that they support the terrorists. We have also been able to notice, with a certain number of technologies that the terrorists have been able to have, that they come from them. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate, but still, we don't rely on our fate, and we have taken the measure of the situation. We will fight them, and they will not be able to win. That's the most important thing for us.
How is humanitarian cooperation between Burkina Faso and Russia continuing?
It's continuing very well. There are many exchanges on many aspects. In the field of health, for example, we always have displaced people, and displaced people means complicated sanitary situations. I think the health services are cooperating well to support the humanitarian action services. And as you know, in 2023, Russia donated wheat to Burkina Faso, which was intended for displaced persons. But we promised President Putin that we no longer wish to be supplied with wheat because we will produce wheat. And I stand by that promise because we have started to produce our wheat in quantity to satisfy our needs. So, this means that cooperation in this area is leading us to develop ourselves, to boost many things to fill the gap.
Facing the current geopolitical tensions, especially the trade war between the United States and China, how is Burkina Faso adapting its economic and diplomatic strategy?
This world is in perpetual change. What we see is often madness, and we must stay alert and be able to adapt at any time. And that's very important, because we follow the news. There's an economic battle everywhere, but a priori, we trade with China without any problems. We buy a lot of things from China, and the Chinese also buy a lot of things from us. There are Chinese companies that are setting up in our country, despite the fact that people have tried to denigrate Burkina Faso. It's the same with Russia, currently. So, we are trying to collaborate better with all the countries that are fighting for their economic independence today, because it's a form of oppression by imperialism. Those who are oppressed must unite to face this hegemony. So, a priori, we are adapting to this whole situation.
Mr. President, what is your view on the recent deterioration of relations with Algeria?
You have followed the events, and I think everyone understands how it works. We regret the incident that happened at the Algerian border with the drone they shot down. Let's be clear, it's not friendly. It's not friendly because you don't shoot down a flying device like that when everyone knows the protocol. If a device crosses your border, even if it enters your country, you identify it. Radars allow you to identify it, and you know which country it belongs to. And there are diplomatic relations for that. You contact the embassy and the defense attachés. There are many mechanisms. You contact them, and they can confirm if it's their device or not. If it's in the territory, maybe it needs help, or maybe it has lost its orientation, and so on. Because a device can be in the air, it can have problems with the weather, it has to hide behind the clouds. It happens very often in our countries. So, a device enters, you ask them, they say no, there are many cloud covers, but there is, in any case, a meteorological phenomenon that makes it come to pass. It can have a technical problem, it can ask for help to be guided to land. So there are so many factors that can cause a device to end up in an airspace. You don't shoot down a device systematically. The case happened with us. We often saw an American device that entered our territory, doing reconnaissance and so on. We didn't shoot down the device. We took the trouble to contact the American embassy, who took a few minutes. They confirmed that it was their device, and they cleared the airspace. So, it's a deliberate, unfriendly act to shoot down the device, and it's regrettable. Before we continue, if you love what we do here on this channel and would like to support us, then you might consider gifting us a super thanks donation of any amount, or you might as well become an uplifting Africa channel member for exclusive content, perks and more. Links to join are in the pinned comment and in the description box.
But if I understand correctly, you're not closing the door to dialogue, are you?
No, leaders must understand that we have no choice but to unite in the face of this so-called terrorism situation, because it's a complex phenomenon. Burkina Faso was sitting in the 2012s, watching Mali, and what were we? The regime in place was friendly with these people. Some even lived in Ouagadougou. Iyad lived in Ouagadougou. That's the reality. But what's happening today? They have turned against us. They are not free people. They are manipulated by imperialists, and they do what they are told to do. So everyone must understand that we must unite to face this. There's no possible negotiation with these people.
Precisely. Let's talk about this unity, this integration that's currently taking place within the AES. Where are we currently?
It's going well, it's evolving. We are in the Confederation, and as I said, there are many things to put in place. We must not try to go too fast and not do it well. So we are going progressively. There are many structures to put in place, many aspects to bring up to standard in the three countries, because you know that, from an economic point of view, we are not at the same level. From a military point of view, there are many aspects to try to balance, and so it requires the establishment of many structures, many meetings, and free movement, which requires a certain number of parameters to be put together. You must have seen that we did a lot of work to come up with a single security document for travel and so on. So it's evolving, it's going very well.
I had a question about the economic aspect. Is the creation of a currency specific to the AES still on the agenda?
Yes, it's necessarily on the agenda, and so the process continues. There are many things, as I would say, many bills to adjust before we get there, but it's necessarily on the agenda. We can't, if we talk about sovereignty, we necessarily need that sovereignty. So, it's imperative.
Can we expect the AES to expand?
Yes, in the future. But for now, as I said, we must harmonize many things ourselves. Really put the foundations in place, because there will be many additional protocols, if you want to see, to harmonize our policies, whether they are diplomatic or economic policies. There are many policies to harmonize before allowing someone to join.
Are there already countries that are interested in your format?
Yes, countries are interested. They could be, I don't know. For now, the president of the Federation is the Malian president. He can give his opinion on the matter, but there are countries that are interested.
How do you explain the decline of French influence in the region, not only in the Sahel, but also in West Africa, for example?
I think they themselves have contributed to the decline of their influence because they have a paternalistic conception of our relations. And you see, when you take everything we do, everything we take as an initiative, it's Russia, and someone speaks, they are influenced by Russia. They close their eyes to everything else. So, Africans are not capable of developing anything. Africans are not capable of inventing, of innovating, of taking initiatives. That's what we are fighting against. And as long as they continue to see Africans like that, as subhumans who are not capable of thinking, who are not capable of innovating, capable of inventing, we can never be friends. Times have changed. So, it's the very vision they have of black people. They have to stop that, because by treating us like that, it's as if they see black people as subhumans. And that's dangerous. They have to change their language.
How does this attitude manifest itself?
Look at their speeches. Look at their speeches. Even the French president, always in his speeches, says young Africans are influenced by Russia. The Western media, you often listen to them, they spend their time lying. And look today at the AES, which is a model that is emerging. They can't go from morning to night without talking about Burkina Faso or talking about the AES. It's impossible for them. And every time they try to send information to divide, to manipulate the youth. But that doesn't work anymore. I think people are quite aware. People have opened their eyes, and all of you are victims of these people. The communication, what they do, what they say about Russia, we know it today. Even today, there are young Africans who still have their eyes closed, who believe their lies, the narrative of the Second World War. I was listening to someone the other day saying that at the end of the war, in the 10 years that followed, if you asked in Europe who won the war, people would say it was Russia. But today, if you ask in Europe who won the war, they will say it was the Westerners. Through communication, they managed to reverse history, and African history too. They schemed everything to pass off lies. And that means that young Africans, some don't even know the history of Africa. What did Africa do? Some don't even know that our grandparents fought, were put at the forefront as cannon fodder, and on their return, they were killed like animals. Do people know that when France was experimenting with its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they put next to it in the lethal radius to see the effect? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they used against Africa, it's terrible.
Okay. Let me quickly use this opportunity to apologize. Maybe listening to him, you will not hear the Biafra on it, because the person translating the message, it seems like it is a racist, or rather, also part of the problem we are having in that Biafran struggle, because I watched the video from beginning to the end. But let's take it this way. Whether Traorè mentioned Biafra or not mentioned Biafra, to you, don't you know that the emancipation of people of other Africans that have been in this oppressive mode of France, because France is the worst enemy and the worst thing that can happen to any country. Tinubu is joking with his people by having an alliance with Emmanuel Macron. They are what they call witchcraft, wizard. In fact, everything you can talk about, na France. Anywhere any place they put hand, never remain the same, because they will not only steal your properties, they will not only steal your mineral resources, your God-given mineral resources. They will also infiltrate your country with terrorists of any kind. The terrorism Africans are suffering today. Let's leave other countries. Maybe you say US or UK have a little hand in it. My brother, 90% of them are from France. Don't forget, this France control over 14 to 15 countries in this Africa, in this Western Sahel. And all the whole countries they are controlling, none can tell you that they are free from terrorism attack of any kind. Okay, now look at what is happening in Algeria now. Boko Harams now have white in them. You can imagine that. Imagine an army officer came out shamelessly, no shame, that the reason why Boko Haram have not been defeated is because they have foreign fighters inside them. In fact, he said that the headers who keep on attacking and killing people are foreign headers. But the same foreign headers, when they said we need to restrict them to curtail their movement and so that we can watch them, how they operate, everybody turned against them and said, no, allow them to be moving from one state to the other, all in the name of pasturing. Can you imagine that rubbish in this 21st century? Let us forget about the problem of the zoo. Ibrahim Traorè, for him to wake up, and also in waking up other countries like Mali, Niger, and very soon Chad is going to join them, Eritrea is going to join them in AES. It is a very, very big boast to what we are fighting for. What Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa is fighting, what they stand for, is what Ibrahim Traorè stand for today. So you cannot say whether they mention here or they don't mention. All this thing worked good for we, because once they liberate themselves and everything becomes normal, Nigeria is, in fact, their case is a Akamu case. Paul Biya, who can barely walk, works like somebody who carry poo on the buttocks. Their case is a Akamu case. So you can see how this thing relate to us, and also it will contribute for the fast emancipation of the people of Biafra land. Ibrahim Traorè, just like I used to call him, either you can call him Mazi Nnamdi Kanu twins, or rather you can call him Nnamdi Kanu's junior brother, because Nnamdi Kanu was born during the war of 1967, if I'm not mistaken, or 1968. But Ibrahim Traorè is just 36, about 37 years down the line. So he's supposed to be Nnamdi Kanu's junior brother. What Nnamdi Kanu stands for, what Simon Ekpa stands for, and what the current government of USB stands for is what Ibrahim Traorè stands for. So, as Aladama Owurundinze, it is going to benefit us in many ways as we move forward. Don't forget that USB, directly or indirectly, have been in a full alliance with the AES and Burkina Faso. So when he made this comment right from Moscow, RT, that's Russian television, just know it, my brother, it is done. I would not like to waste much of our time again. Let us hit the comment section to hear from other people who believes that this is right step in the right direction. We are going home, take the zoo. We are gone, we are going to meet our people in Biafra land so soon. We are going home, whether the level like it or not. Don't look at me. I am a very, very good singer. I have been a lead singer in 2 or 3 churches I have attended when I'm going to church. So for you to see that if you are telling me about going to church, I am more religious and more spirituality than you. I can sing any song at any time. I can even maybe I won't know music. I don't know. But let's keep going. We call my retirement something. You get the point now. Okay. According to Traorè speaks, said that my friend's son was born and raised in the US, and for years he dreamed of joining the American military. But destiny has another part written by our ancestors. Just yesterday, he told his mother he wants to serve under President Ibrahim Traorè and join the Burkina Faso army. She said it was the most powerful gift that she could ever imagine in her life. In other words, she gave her son an express approval to work under the government of Traorè. Let me shock you that as of yesterday, over 1,000, I repeat, 1,000. The numbers is not even up to number that is disturbing the zoo. Over 1,000 terrorists entered Burkina Faso through their northern side on motorbikes, on cars, with catch of ammunition, catch of arms. You can imagine the people sponsoring these people. You can imagine the countries, the union sponsoring these people. If you know be France, then who again? They entered when the border military or soldiers noticed. They alert Traorè, my brother, look at what is happening. Should we engage them? Ibrahim Traorè in his office told them not to worry themselves, that he is going to take care of them. Nobody appear from anywhere, no any facial confrontation. He picked up the remote, or rather the what would I call it, the control of drone. 3 drones is what he sent. 1 is white and 2 is black. That white one is China drone. Then the 2 blacks is Korean, that's not Korean drone. Instead, here, control it. They have entered the city, circling, you know, planning on how to unleash mayhem. They want to destabilize a kind of Burkina Faso. When they destabilize it, then it will then the so-called US or France will just say, oh no, you have seen it, you cannot protect these people, you have used the gold to protect yourself. That Lengele, what did they call him? That idiot Negro. So what did he do? He released the 3 this drone. They fly. On getting there, he used the 2 blacks because they stay side by side. Then the white one is at the middle. Then those one that stay by side and side circulate like this, like love emoji where they stay. It just circulate like this. It's not kill them, just push them, let them not enter inside the city. As they enter inside the forest, then the white one then come down. No any single soul survive it. No any physical, no any military that have been sent there. Nigerian government are doing sacrifices with their military, and nobody cares to know. When you tell them what they are buying drone every day, they are not going to use it. No, they will use it on civilians. You tell me you don't know where they stay. From A, my brother, no matter how many 1,000 feet down, drone will locate how many people there, the kind of ammunition they hold, how many of them, what are they holding, how are you going to attack them. The so-called zoo have all these things, but they will not use it because they are the sponsors of that same terrorism. Yes. One of their military said any insecurity that lasted for 24 hours, then just know it that the government hand is in it. And that is exactly the problem of the zoo till today. Any, whatever you call it, insecurity, it lasted for more than 24 hours. Then the government hand is in it. Ibrahim Traorè, at the comfort of his office, decimated over 1,000 terrorists, Fulani terrorists. And they discovered over 500,000 different kinds of ammunition. 500,000 that can set the whole of Africa ablaze. They never see anything. I said it, when China, North Korea, and Russia is involved in this case, the so-called France will just go and rest. Because this thing that they're jumping up and down, if this guy called Ibrahim Traorè have a scratch, then they should be ready to contend with these 3 countries. And they know what it means. 3rd World War, which we never pray for it to happen. Prayer say, bravo, President of President of Africa, Ibrahim Traorè, love from Zambia. This guy now have been codenamed President of Africa in large Africa. Exactly what he stands for is what Gaddafi stands for. And Obama eliminated Gaddafi through propagandas. It shock you, Abi? Let it not shock you. My people, let us end it here. Let's call it another day. As you are watching, make sure you are sharing, liking, commenting, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos. And I will hear my voice again when I come back. Okay, Messiano, my people.